1 and 2. If we get the round 1 Castleford Tigers, this could be a very interesting game. If we get the round 2 Leeds Rhinos, this could be over by half-time.
Yeah, quite possibly. Jake Connor will get us underway here. The blue and amber of Leeds, the all pink of Castleford Tigers. Can the Tigers get a first win, or will Leeds make it back-to-back wins? Here's Kershaw bringing it forward on loan from Hull Kingston Rovers. And his debut against St Helens last week. Tough carries here already for Castleford.
Yeah, good kick-off, good start to the game for the Rhinos. Good line speed as well. We can see already plenty of intent there. Restricts the meters of the Tigers. Look, we may have had Las Vegas last night and breaking new ground, but look, in this part of the world, there's no more important fixture than Leeds Cass. It's a red-letter day for both sides.
Yeah, it is. Tigers up over the 30.
Hold. Don't thrash, Liam. Go for.
Boy will jump in at dummy half. Westerman will get the ball away, but good defence, good aggressive defence from Brad Arthur's Leeds Rhinos. Tackle made by McDonald. They'll get it away here to Assey, who kicks downfield. Ball collected on the full by Connor. He'll look to bring it back. There's a wall of pink in front of him, and he's wrapped up 30 away. What do you make of that first set for Castleford?
Yeah, it's well, look, I think it's 1-0 in that mini arm wrestle to the home side. I think they're already making good strides. Good response, though, from the Tigers. I tell you what I have noticed in just the short bits and pieces that I've seen of Jake Connor this season, a lot more direct running from kick returns from the full-back position. He's clearly strict fitter for 2025 under the head coaching of Brad Arthur. I think that's, what you do on the first tackle kick receptions is hugely important in the modern game.
Defence there, centre of the field. Here now is Sinfield, gets it away to Newman. Can he get him some early ball? He'll get it away. Here's Sinfield again, short pass. Over halfway go the Rhinos. Last one. Jack Sinfield waits. He'll go high, an early test at the back. Innis Senior calls for it and claims it. And he'll bring it back, but a good kick chase from the Rhinos, so they've both had a set. Still 0-0.
Good take by Innis Senior, eyes on the ball. Plenty of interest really in what's going to happen with this makeshift half pairing. Makeshift is unfair to Sinfield. He's getting some games on his belt now, but certainly Morgan Gannon. And the missing, of course, Cameron Smith as well, that natural link player in the middle. Very similar role to Joe Westerman for the Tigers, so they're going to have to adapt here on the fly.
Yeah. Horn in at dummy half, will pop the ball up. Ball carried forward by Mellor, back on his old stomping ground, a Wembley winner with Leeds. Assey will get the kick away. It's a high kick, it's hanging in the air. Connor has a look at what's coming, but kept his eye on the ball and he's put to ground. Did well there, he knew the chasers were coming, but he never took his eye off it.
Yeah, Dejan Assey would want a little bit more depth on that kick, I think. They're 3 metres for the Leeds Rhinos, less travelling distance for the forwards to get back behind the ball.
Newman getting involved early on. Well, conditions are pretty much perfect here. Pitch looks nice and dry and firm. Handling conditions are good. Gannon gets the ball away on the far side. They're inside the Castleford 40. This will be the last one. So another chance for Leeds to put the squeeze on Castleford here. This time it's Connor who sends it high. Rooney waits at the back, collects it. Dummies, and he's tackled inside the 10. Another good kick chase from the Leeds Rhinos. Danny Maguire looking on. Brett Delaney at the side of him. Be a big day for him, won't it, coming back here. So much success as a player. He'd love to come here and get his first win as Castleford coach.
Yeah, and just listening to him talk on Sky Sports last week, he's a real competitor in life and in rugby, so he's on to the next challenge now. Head coach, try and make a name for yourself. The other side of that whitewash, we all know he's a legend. Has been a legend on the field.
Oh, now, what a mistake that is. 2 players not even looking at the ball. Turnover, here come Leeds, big chance. Gannon moves it wide, here's Hanley. Hanley's going to be wrapped up. Simbican gets the tackle in. What a shocking mistake that is behind Westerman, and Hoy wasn't even looking at the ball. So Castleford now on the back foot here, and Leeds have got a great opportunity to open up their account this afternoon. They're going to go with Ackers, gets it away now. Ball goes out the back to Connor. Connor with a little dummy trying to edge his way to the line.
That was on there, wasn't it? Riley Lum just decided to hold on to it.
Well, now back into centre field here. Forward will go Cooper Jenkins. This is the last one, so Leeds, who are lined up to the right, but they've got Connor to the left, and that's where they're going. Here's the go-to man, rolls the kick in, it bounces up for Kershaw. Kershaw's going to have to get his skates on, he can't get out. Good kick from Connor, good chase from Leeds, and they're putting the squeeze on the Tigers early.
Yeah, kick was really well weighted from Connor, just dropped on the toe. Chase was really well communicated play, set up play, repeat set, early pressure on the Tigers.
Goal line dropout. There is Jake Connor. I think he won a few Leeds fans over last week with his performance at Salford. Well, that was an awkward kick. Sinfield bobbled it. Oh, he stood on the sideline there. He did. That is a big mistake. I thought he was right below us, John. I think he had his foot on the line. He looked surprised, but he got that all wrong, the youngster.
Yeah, absolutely he did. Harry Newman was looking for a moment like he was going to try and convince Ash Hanley to challenge, but very clear. Just a momentary lapse in concentration. He struggled to take the ball, wasn't he? Struggled to get that under control. And that's a real let-off for the Tigers, who've been under pressure for the opening 5 minutes of this game.
It's that horrible feeling. Once it starts to unravel, it unravels pretty quickly, doesn't it? Ball now brought forward by Lawler. He's wrapped up. So Castleford get the ball in the Leeds half. What can they do with their first attacking opportunity? They were very good at Hull Kingston Rovers in round 1. They got rather blown away early on by St Helens last week, never really recovered. And it was a tough ask for them. So here is Rooney. The ball inside the 40-metre line. Swings into the hands of Westerman. Gets it away to Hoy. Short pass Mellor. Well wrapped up. Sinfield in with the tackle. Jenkins eventually brings the Castleford man down to ground. Liam Horn is looking around. Where are his threats? He's going to go now to Lawler. Lawler gets it away to Rooney. He finds Tex Hoy. Well, the intercept was on. It's still on. Riley Lum comes up with it. Couldn't believe his luck there. That pass was rather telegraphed there. And Leeds, and now a penalty for a ball steal. Castleford compounding the error. That pass was never really on there.
No, I think he'd predetermined he was going to throw that ball midway through the play. I mean, that's the difference in a good half and a great half. He's playing what's in front of you. It wasn't on. Riley Lum had got himself right in the travelling path of the ball, and Tex Hoy threw it anyway. I will say that the Tigers' attack set up early on, whilst it looks pretty, it's rather shallow. I think they could do with a little bit more depth there and a little bit more purpose to the angles that they're running, because it's causing no problems to the Rhinos so far.
It's interesting as well in that attack that Rooney's getting his hands on it before Hoy.
Yeah, and look, so he should as well. I mean, he's shown in the brief bits that we've seen of him this year that he's really come on for his experiences over the last couple of seasons.
Here's Alensky, big run from him, 20 out from the line. Leeds back on the attack here. They've enjoyed the better of the opening exchanges. Sinfield finds Connor, drops it back for McDonnell. Simbican, middle of the field, doesn't get his man. Narmo gets hold of man and ball. And the tackle is made on the last one. They're loaded up to the left. Sinfield now. He's got ball in hand. Gannon running to the line. Ball flying over the top. And it was dropped by Lum. Kershaw was almost in no man's land. I thought he was going to get the interception, but Castleford eventually survived.
Yeah, looking stretched, the Tigers aren't in the burning through tackles as well. Still caught in that 10-by-10 box in the corner. There's the pass from Gannon. Just too hard, too much on it for Riley Lum.
I know Leeds have tried Gannon in the halves way back before he had to sit out last season. They clearly see potential in him there. I think already shown he's happy to run with the ball and pass the ball.
Yeah, look, I don't think it's anybody's idea of a starting six. I mean, necessity has forced that positional change. He's a real rugby league player, but I mean, look, that's a career in the back row for sure for Morgan Gannon. And we're pleased to see him back as well.
We are. Here's the kick high. Not a lot of ground going forward, but Connor will catch it on the full. Gets it away to Lum. Lum will bring it. Leeds are going to start inside Castleford's half. Well, Danny Maguire labelled the performance against St Helens last week soft. They're going to have to get stuck into Leeds here. They're starting to get on top, the Rhinos. It's been a very likeable start for them. Back in to the middle of the field. Alensky pumps the legs. Ackers waits at dummy half.
Go quicker, Cat.
Sinfield. Short pass. Jenkins, he's lost that. And that's going to be a knock on. So Cooper Jenkins comes up with the error. And Castleford surviving at the moment. Leeds not making the most of the opportunities they've had.
Exactly that. Look, another pass that's not on. Decided who's going to hit the front runner. You know, I think Liam Horn has done a really good job of putting pressure on Cooper Jenkins, and Sinfield passed the ball anyway. Look, it remains to be seen, but the Leeds Rhinos are now on 3 or 4 genuine opportunities in the Castleford red zone. They've got nothing for it. They've tilted the playing field. They've spent a lot of time down here. They've been a little bit scruffy when it's come to that final pass.
He's in his senior.
Whoa! Move now! Jack, you're not square, Jack!
Gets it away. Here's Saxini, goes through one tackle. Had support with him, but it wasn't quite there in time. And Connor gets in to make a vital tackle, just as Castleford thought they were going to break away. Here's Narmo now. Over the halfway line. Finds his front, wants a quick play of the ball. Good footwork there from Cini. Here now is Dejan Arce. Short pass to Lawler. Ball on the ground, and that's a knock-on. Well, I think Lawler here, he acknowledged the error. I thought for a minute he may be going to challenge the decision, but he's not.
No, look, it just looks a little clumsy, doesn't it? You can see why Dejan Arce's chosen the front. Harry Newman's come right out the back there to put pressure on the other outlet, which would have been Fletcher Rooney. But Lawley just dropped his ollies, couldn't retain control, retain possession, and gifted the ball again to the Leeds Rhinos.
It's not quite happened so far.
It's quite flicked, has it? Yeah.
No. Here is Ash Hanley, wrapped up.
Hold! Wait!
Now down the short side they go. That was high on Bentley, they didn't miss. Bentley, in fairness, gets straight back up. His 100th Super League appearance, and he gets one on the chin for his trouble from Simbican.
Yeah, short side play. Something the Rhinos have done a lot of the last couple of seasons. Yeah, and he's fallen into the tackle. Just a lazy left arm from Simbican. But again, it's more free meters, more easy territory for the Rhinos.
Well, the game is being played in the Castleford half, and that is a problem for the Tigers. They've managed to hang on so far. A little bit slow to get off there. I thought there was an injury, but clearly not. I see it. Takes it in. 20 away then. Leeds looking to line up an attack here and get the first points of the day. Aletsky, oh, big shot goes in from Narmo. Throws Aletsky back. Big shot goes in, but here come the Rhinos. Tigers rush out, ball's on the ground again, but it was off the boot this time. That was good line speed from Castleford, in fairness. Kershaw came out trying to close down the danger. Jenkins takes it in, and this is the last one. They're lined up. This time they're swinging to the right-hand side. Gannon finds Sinfield, who finds Connor. Connor with a dummy, dragged down, got the ball away, picked up by McDonald, play on. Sinfield thought about the kick, needs to get an offload away or a kick. Eventually puts the kick in, this bouncing in goal. It could be a tester. Hoy's going to get caught in goal. Well, Sinfield, talk about thinking on your feet there. Looked like the play was going nowhere, but he comes up with a lovely little kick.
Yeah, much better. Read what was in front of him, waited for the play to unfold. Picked his spot. I think it's nice, showing patience, and eventually got the right kick into the right place, made Texoy funnel back, and another set in possession.
Come on, you mate, when you're ready.
Leeds will be hoping this time they can come up with the ball. Texoy will send it towards Sinfield again. He's done well there. That was an awkward bounce. He picked it up nicely. Aletsky this time bumps off Lawler. Lawler comes back with a shot to the ribs. But Aletsky's been involved in some big collisions early on here. Jenkins tackled. Leeds back in good territory. Sinfield feels a match of time before Leeds do open the deadlock here. Short side play, Ackers. Hits it away, ball back here in the hands of Connor. Danger here, Connor in and out, dummies running across the field, dummies again. Still dummying, still going, Connor flicks the pass to Newman. Newman sidestepping his way forward, lovely little kick through, but Hoyt's there to collect it. And crucially, he stays in the field of play. A little bit off the cuff from Leeds.
Yeah, midway through the set as well, third tackle. Bit of a gamble by Newman, but they're doing exactly the right thing. It's not come off for them. Look at the line speed, though. Once again, Castleford Tigers halfway through the set, trapped inside the 10. This is good stuff from the home team.
Yeah, a little offload to Newman, and got it away. And now Castleford are burning up the tackles here, not making many meters forward. Seeing he's going to have a scoop forward, and not for the first time today. Dejanasi's going to have to kick from inside his 20. Here he is. Not really any great kick pressure on him there. It's not the best kick across the field. Oh, has he got it? Lum, he did. Referee was right in line with that. Well, it's great hands in the end. It could have gone desperately wrong there for Riley Lum.
6 again, 2
Set restart. So another... Well, Joe Weston was saying that the hand's been held in and he's not happy with Marcus Griffiths here. It's a penalty now instead of a set restart.
Yeah, and it'd be rinse and repeat for the Rhinos. Ball into the corner, full set of 6 inside the red zone. He's just on too long. That was the original set restart, and then just a bit of back chat from Westerman turns that into a full penalty.
20 away. Alessia, Aledzki crashes forward. Good run again. Lays the platform down. Can the Rhinos turn possession and territory into points? Hackers comes to Jenkins, who racks up, goes for the line, and eventually pulled down a yard short.
6 again, out the ball.
Set restart again. Another set of 6 here for Leeds. The pressure building. Sinfield going for the line, breaks through one. This is last ditch here. Castleford are on the ropes. Surely a matter of time as Hackers tries to put all his way underneath. He's wrapped up a metre away. They're lined up again to the left. Sinfield fires a pass to Connor. Connor lines up to Gannon. Gannon to Lum. Kent takes the ball and he's in. He's in, but did he stay in the field and play Riley Lum? A double last week. Has he got on the board this week? Referee having a look at it. And he's going to say no try on the field. So he goes upstairs to the video referee for the first time.
Okay, it's tackle 2. We've got a live call of no try, we're checking grounding. So it's falling in towards the line, jumps at this point. Just double check another angle on that, just to confirm the ball does come away from his hand. So going towards the line at this point. The ball is still in his hand at this point. Is that ball lost there? See if this tells any more. So we've already established that he's in the field of play. The ball appears to come off the hand at this point. Okay, so nice and slow on this, please. Oh, no, back to the corner, camera 9, please. So, on for a call of no try. Thank you. So, again, so nice and slow on this. We've established in the field of play, well in the field. So, nice and slow as he's coming towards the ground. So, he's still got his hand on the ball at this point. It's a genuine attempt to tackle. I need something from the other side, please. Possibly camera 8. Yeah, camera 8. Yeah, again, this... Yeah, perfect. This will do. So, nice and slow, please. Same as before. So diving in, genuine attempt. I don't have sufficient evidence to overturn the live call. I've made my decision.
There we go. So Tom Grant had all the available angles, but Riley Lum didn't hang on as he went over in the corner. I mean, you have to say it's a great spot from Marcus Griffiths initially, but the opening try, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Another chance goes begging for the Rhinos.
Yeah, and he'd like that again. He'd like that 2 seconds again, where he gets to secure the ball. But look, I'm going to give some credit to the Castleford Tigers defender in Sam Wood there. You know, if it hadn't been for that refusal to give up, just to apply that pressure. You see him appearing from your screen on the left now. If Sam Wood's not applying pressure, I don't think Riley Lum feels the need to get that outstretched arm. So look, let's credit some good last-ditch defence from the Tigers, but no two ways about it. Young Riley Lum, if he could rewind and take those 2 seconds again, he would do it very differently.
Castleford making their way forward up towards the halfway line. Here's Westerman, short pass taken in by Griffin. Off the bench for the Tigers. Here now is Dejan Arce, short pass to Mellor. Horn in at dummy half. Well, it'd be ironic if Castleford had been on the back foot for the entire opening 17 minutes. Would have get the first points, and that's a great last good effort there from Lum on Rooney. He gets through that. There was danger there for the Rhinos. Arce will go high. Lumback's going to have to come and collect this. He collects it, gets hit. Was he hit in the air there? Referee's happy to let play go on. And this will be a play of the ball 12 off the line.
Yeah. It's Liam Horns made it look enough like a challenge, but look, it's only delayed. What is another leg up for the Leeds Rhinos? Penalty given away, ball steal. Yeah, Kershaw's not happy with himself. He's claiming a knock-on, but I think there's probably hands in there.
No need. You've got them in the 20. Yeah. Why are they doing that, Castleford? They'll be frustrated. They're not spending a lot of time down this end. Look, they'll be happy it's 0-0 because they've had very little ball to work with between all leads thus far, but it is still 0-0.
Move it square, George.
Ackers pops it up to Gannon. He'll drive it forward.
That's where he's best utilised, I think. Look, you know, ball playing forward, but first thought run. And it could be a real threat for the Rhinos this afternoon with that sort of attitude.
You see it wrapped up just over halfway. Plays it for Ackers, who's got a bit of room to run into. Almost got through the line. Last one. Sinfield will step in as the dummy half. Gets it away to Connor. He's going to send this one high. Is Rooney going to come and collect it? He tries to. Ball batted on the ground, picked up by Westerman, who's in the right place at the right time for Castleford, who once again keep their line intact.
I tell you, the first side that actually calms down a little. And it's all so messy, isn't it? First team to get through a couple of sets, just be a little cleaner with that, the execution of the last play, whether it's the kick or the run option. Everything looks a little messy, a little clumsy.
It's a great point, because Danny Maguire was saying, look, lads, calm down. We've not had any ball and we're still level. For Brad Arthur, he'll be thinking, look, we're looking good to a point. Just need to produce a bit of finesse at the end of the moves. Here's Tex Hoy, wrapped up. This is the last tackle. And now, kick is high and downfield. Hall will come and collect it on the full. He'll bring it back. Runs at Westerman. And the tackle made 40 away. Hull lead kicks off round 4 at the MKM Thursday night Sky Sports action. As Cass take on Salford on Friday. What a game that will be on Friday night. Sky Sports action. St Helens against Hull Kingston Rovers, 2 unbeaten teams going at it. The Dragons against Leeds on Saturday. And then the returning sides from Vegas, Warrington, Wakefield at 1 Sky Sports Plus, and Wigan, Huddersfield, same time also on Sky Sports Plus. Here's Zalewski, quick hands, gets it away to Holroyd. Tackle is made as Horn just jumped over his own man there. Here's Zalewski, had a bit of a juggle, wrapped up 12 away. Last one. Sinfield and Connor to the right. That's where they're going now. Sinfield has it. Dummy's inside. He's always going to Connor. Connor with a step. Another step going through. Connor's going to score. He's up to the line. Did he get it down? I think he did. Marcus Griffiths is going to check this, but Jake Connor sliced his way through. And this time on the field, the decision is a try. Castleford look like they've finally been breached.
Tackle 5, we've got an on-field decision of a try. We're just checking grounding. So he's in possession at this point and falling towards the line. You can see that the ball is up at this point. There's a hand underneath that ball. And then loose sight of the ball. We need to see something on the other side. This will help us. So up at this point, and then there's a hand underneath that ball. I need to see if there's anything. I can see the other half of the ball. So there is a hand underneath, but I'll lose sight of the ball from this angle. Still can't see anything on that. These are going to be our best angles, I think.
This is where you have
falling towards the line.
The weight of the on-field referee here, Mark. Gone up as a try.
And at that point, the ball is on the ground. I made my decision.
Jake Connor, impressive last week at Salford, has sliced through the defensive line of Castleford. And after all that work on their own line, the Tigers will be really disappointed. A couple of missed tackles there, and Connor needs no second invitation. Leeds deservedly in front.
They've had 4 or 5 really good attacking opportunities. Jake Connor's finally breached the line. Quarter of the game gone. Now, if you're the Tigers, you don't want this to be the first of a flurry of scores. This looks like a fatigued Castleford Tigers side. A lot of flailing arms, a lot of last-ditch stuff, a lot of scramble defence. They've been on the back foot for the majority of this opening 21, 22 minutes.
Should be a straightforward conversion for Connor. And I don't think even the most ardent Castleford fan can deny that Leeds have been the better team thus far. Steps forward, strikes it confidently through, and Leeds lead by 6 points to 0.
Yeah, there's always going to be a little bit of added pressure on Jake Connor's shoulders, wasn't there? Bodie Croft and Matt Frawley out of the game. He's actually coming from second receiver there, and just done enough there, rolled over at the end of it. So Fletcher Rooney did really well in the first instance to get a hand under the ball. But again, you know, I think there's probably enough there evidence to confirm the on-field decision. But the on-field call from the referees is so, it really weights that decision-making process, doesn't it?
Leeds have it from the restart. Brad Arthur looking on. In Blees there as well. Missing some key players today, Leeds. The spine of their team, you think, no Miller, no Croft, no Frawley, no Smith. They're missing some big guns, but so far they've done okay.
That's what I mean. It's an expanded role, isn't it, for Jake Connor at fullback? He's kind of got to play as second pivot and at fullback as well. Well, we all know what a natural talent he is, but you know, I think it's just one of those cases of just getting his hands as often as possible.
Yeah, they're going down the short side again. Good carry from Gannon. Destructive again. Last one. Oh, set restart, giving away Simbican on the last one. And now Leeds are just starting to get a few calls going their way. They're the aggressors at the moment. Gannon again. Runs it forward. This is a big set coming in here. If Leeds can go back-to-back, it could be a game breaker. Newman jumps out of dummy half. Pinches 10 more metres. They're right back on the line again here, Castleford. Pen back. Akers short pass at full speed. They race onto the ball. Tackle made a couple of metres away. They're queuing up here. Ball to Palacia. He goes for the line. He's wrapped up. Good one-on-one tackle there on the line. It had to be as well. Akers fires it wide to Connor. They overrun Connor. Connor's coming back across the field again. Fires it to Sinfield. Sinfield fires McDonald. McDonald flicks the ball away. Hits Senior's boot. It went backwards, says the referee. 6 again. And now Castleford just can't buy a bit of luck at the moment. A misplaced pass that rather hit Senior rather than him kick it. And now Akers is 5 away and Leeds looking to go back-to-back. Pop the ball up. Here's Aledzki. Thought about flicking the pass away. Dejanasi makes the tackle. Akers in at dummy half. Sinfield. Connor, bodies outside him. Short pass, Bentley. Bentley still wrestling his way. Gets the ball free. Great play from Bentley. Ball fight to Palacia. Dives over. And Leeds do go back-to-back. The 6 again, twice in that passage of play for Leeds. Great offload from Bentley. And Palacia is over for the Rhinos. His first Super League try, and it's 10 points to 0.
He's done really well to get himself back in position and offer himself as a genuine line. This was the second or third set restart, just came off the boot of it, his senior. Ryan Hall improves the position. And as we join the try-scoring play, you know, again, Sinfield and Connor, hands all over it. Nice bit of deception from Connor. Bentley keeps the ball alive, and then Palacia just provides an outlet for Connor to the left-hand side of the sticks, and it's Castleford's worst fears realised after hanging on and holding on for 20 minutes. They've suffered a 1-2. It's the worst possible outcome for them. Dam's been breached, and then this is a very leggy-looking Castleford Tigers side. Just keep an eye on Palacia, what he does in the build-up to this one. Just to the right-hand side of his screen, gets himself on the 10 and offers himself as an outlet for Jake Connor. Really good stuff from the forward.
All got a bit too fast, didn't it? The 6 again hurt right on the last tackle as well, and then the one off the boot of Senior. I don't think he knew a lot about it, but you've got to play to the whistle, and Castleford just starting to look a little bit out on their feet here. Straightforward kick, and it is 12 points to 0, and quite probably a fair reflection of what we've seen in the opening 26 minutes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think you talk about your set restarts. I think the second for the scene is unfortunate. The first is down to fatigue from Simbica on the last tackle. That's an absolute coach killer. Great work from Bentley keeping alive. And Connor was just waiting for that. He was waiting for Palacio, somebody, to offer a genuine line, a genuine threat. Castleford's defensive shape was shot, and it was Palacia who put himself in the right place at the right time.
All collected, here goes Hall. Not seen much of the ball in open play, but he'll bring it back every opportunity he gets. Here's McDonnell. And Castleford, I think at the minute, they need an error out of Leeds here, because short of that, they're not really getting any ball, any good ball at all. Here's Holroyd.
Good run, really solid run, north-south stuff.
Off contract, isn't it, at the end of the season, Holroyd? Deep kick downfield. This could be a 40-20 if he gets it got a wicked bounce from a Leeds perspective. That is a horrible bounce for Connor and for Leeds, but the kick was on and he had the vision to try and kick it.
Just gives you an indication of what the surface is like as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Though it's been cold and dry here in this part of the world, and it is a firm, fast surface. The ball just kicked up and ran and ran.
Oh, one bounce there. Rimbu is in on the dummy half.
One, move and square, Andy.
Wants a quick play of the ball. Gets it away here. Ball carried into contact by Wood.
Move, Nicolai.
Rimbu finds Lawler, finds Arce. Made a couple of nice breaks against St Helens last week. He's not had half a yard, has he, so far today?
No, he's had nothing. I'll tell you what.
Oh, he's lost
dear.
it.
No,
He's got away with it. He's got away with it. Castleford finally, they'll feel get on the right end of a call.
I'll tell you what Arce will be doing. He'll be downloading what's going on, those reads that Harry Newman's been making. Harry Newman's come out the line now 2 or 3 times to try and shut down pass options. Deshaun Arce is a smart player. If he gets in that position again, expect him to come up with something a little different. Maybe adjust the depth of that line. Get Zach Senior and his senior a little deeper.
Here's Mellor. Full-blooded carry from him. Inside the 20 then. Finally some good ball for the Tigers. Now they get a set restart. Here's Arce. Finds Horn, who finds Hoy. Ooh, I'll tell you what, he's done well to hang on to that Simbican. That wasn't the best pass. Just look disjointed, haven't they, Castleford, at the moment? Did really well to hold on to that. Not even sure he was the intended target, if I'm honest. Who waits. Gets it away to Hoy. Hoy into the line. Gets it away to Arce. Avoids one, but Sinfield's all over him. That's a really good effort from Sinfield. Stop the immediate danger. Allow teammates to come in and clamp down the tackle. Rimbu gets it away. Here now The ball carried, offloaded back to Rimbu. Rimbu looking for a pass. He's going to be dragged down 10 away. Good defence from Leeds. Hard to defend their own line yet, but they're doing it well here so far. Little grubber kick will bounce up kindly for Lawler. Well, should that be 6 again?
Well, there's 1,000 Cas fans behind the referee that think so.
I'd agree with them. Here's Assey again. We'll get it away to Horn. Horn's going to stand up the kick. Hall's going to have to catch this. It is Senior bats it back. This will be play on. Senior's got to find something. He's got nowhere to go. They get it away here, and they're going to go to ground. Rooney's got nowhere to go. Leeds defended well. I've got to ask the question. They should have had 6 again there, Cass.
Yeah, they're really unlucky, I think. Liam Horn got a little bobble from the Leeds Rhino, not picked up by the referee. Senior, I think the ball needs to be go back in straight away. I don't know what Zach Senior's thinking he's doing there. Give it to Fletcher a little earlier and at least let the Castleford Tigers apply some kind of pressure at the end of the set. Naive play, I think, there from the away team.
Yeah, well, Leeds defended it well in the end.
Move, stay with me, back.
Akers, short pass to Simfield. Turned over on his back, just short of the halfway line. Jared O'Connor into the action for the Rhinos, and here he is now, carrying it forward inside Castleford territory. Akers, we'll see it. Nice one. And a chance for Simfield or Connor to kick. It'll go to Connor. Under pressure. Goes high. Not a lot of depth on it. Rooney going towards the sideline. Not sure who that's hit. Bounces up in the air. It's play on. And the tackle made, and that'll be the turnover. In the end, Castleford have actually done quite well there, because that could have got messy at the end of that last tackle.
Texoy's done well. He's really committed himself. When the ball's bounced back there, he's raced up out the line and just prevented any kind of offload. Yeah, he's seen great work. Stop Morgan Gannon getting the ball away. But this is the area where the Tigers have really struggled. Meters in their own half of the field are really, really hard to come by.
They're not the biggest forward pack, are they? That was evident last week against St Helens, who really ran roughshod down the middle of the park. You know, they've got willing runners, but they're not the biggest forwards, are they? Rumbu gets it away. Ball back on the angle to Horn. Horn angling across the field, trying to get to an edge. Gets up towards the halfway line, and O'Connor stops him in his tracks with help from Ash Handley. Leeds pretty comfortable thus far in defence. Can Castleford create something? Hoy to Assey out the back. This is better. Fletcher Rooney to Senior. That maybe needed to go through the hands. It went backwards. That was a marginal decision. Here's Rooney again. Last one for Castleford.
Yeah, the ball really was on the outside, wasn't it? It was that face cut out pass to Inisini was what was needed. In the end, very, very easy for Connor. He finds Riley Lum. Negates the kick chase. Lum's on here.
Lum's on, and he's away. Can he find an offload? He can't. Crashes to the ground, but that was a nice little run from the youngster. And here now, Leeds got willing runners. And Castleford here could get broken as Handley makes it towards halfway. It's all getting a little bit fast for the Castleford Tigers here. They are right on the back foot now.
Nice, just stood up Sam Wood there, hasn't he? And taken on the outside for 20 metres. Puts the Rhinos in a really good position.
Gannon offloads to Akers, back to Sam Lasonic. Lasonic going through the gap, couldn't find an offload. Does find a quick play of the ball though. And here's Akers again, gets it away now. Simfield wide to Newman. Newman to Sini. Sini gets him back to McDonald. Ball back in field. Lasonic kicks it back. Should play for Leeds United with a touch like that. Connor stands up the kick, says to Kershaw, come and catch this. He's dropped it, it's gone backwards, and eventually the on-loan Hull Kingston Rovers man tidies it up. But whenever Leeds put any pace into the play, they look an entirely different proposition.
Absolutely, and look, again, they have got the fundamentals right. And this all, again, a little messy, but this stuff, I think they've got bang right. The fundamentals of the game, you turn the ball over in the right area of the field and you really inject some pace, some line speed into your defence. Again, Castleford Tigers, 2 tackles remaining in the set, just outside their own 10 metres and going nowhere.
Well, that was brave, gets them an extra 8 to 9 metres. They need a good kick out of dummy half. Rimbu gets the kick away. It's going to bounce once and go into touch just over the halfway line. So I think that's the 3rd time in this first half Castleford kicking inside their own 20.
Yeah, it's just not sustainable, is it? It really puts you under pressure. The forwards having to do an awful lot of defensive work. They are looking leggy. They're starting to drop off tackles now.
Keep responding, Cass.
You want to see, as a home fan here, you would want to see the Leeds Rhinos really now put the foot on the throat of the Castleford Tigers, because you can smell there's blood in the water here.
If they get another one before half-time, it's a long way back for the Tigers. Now a set restart.
And that's what Brad Arthur will be demanding of his players. He sees these as a playoff side. A playoff side will take advantage now.
Yeah. Here they go, McDonald sidesteps his way inside the 30, offloads away to Ackers, got Lasoni with him, gets the ball away. Lasoni dragged down a couple of metres out, the line punctured. There's shorter numbers left. If Leeds go left, they surely walk in. Here's Connor. Connor gets it away to Gannon. Gannon going for the line. Castleford, in fairness, have got everybody available around him. And fair play to Cass, they survive, but how long for? Here now is Bentley going back down the short side, and Bentley again bunks off one, will flick the ball away. He's taking some point down today. Little kick through for Newman. Newman needs a bounce and gets it. Brilliant off-the-cuff play from Leeds, and it's a third try in the first half, and Leeds might just be pulling away from the Tigers.
Oh, that's brilliant stuff. The captain created, and Harry Newman finishes off a brilliant improvised move. He actually called for it, did Newman. Newman's called for this ball because Ash Hanley was looking for something. Bentley at first looked like he'd gone down a dead end, but recycled the ball, and Ash Hanley's looking for something, doesn't know whether it's a pass or a kick, and Newman went, pointed under the sticks and went, bob it there for me. And Ash Hanley's got enough skill and enough experience, and crucially, he had enough time to put a really well executed kick through, bobbled up nicely for Newman. There you go, take a look, bottom of your screen, bottom right hand side of your screen, as this ball gets recycled in. Harry Newman, once Ash Hanley gets all the possession, there you go, stick it for me right under the sticks, and he obliges. Left centre to right centre, play of the half, and that was that third score we were looking for. We were talking about that Brad Arthur would be demanding. A ruthless Rhinos would punish a tired Tigers, and they have done.
Connor in front of the post, 2 from 2 for him. This should be 3 from 3. Castleford looking a dispirited bunch at the moment, and that makes it 18 points to 0. Could be an enjoyable afternoon at Headingley for those in blue and amber. Bentley's taken some putting down today, hasn't he?
Yeah, it looked agoraphobic for a while. He was fear of open spaces. But once he's got put back inside, that's a lovely kick. The more we watch that, the nicer and nicer it looks, just off the outside of his boot. And Brad Arthur be writing down, well done, Ash Hanley, I think.
Onside.
18 points to 0. And the game well and truly in the Rhinos' back pocket now. Just an interesting one. Ryan Hall been receiving treatment. I think he made a run early on in that set. Looks like a rib injury. He remains on the field, Ryan Hall. But rib injuries are very, very painful things to deal with.
2. Move and score.
He's out on the touchline at the moment. There he is. What servant he's been to the Super League at Leeds, at Wilkinson Rovers, now back with the Rhinos. Ackers looking for running room. This time he is wrapped up. Ball works its way to Lasoni, finds Sinfield. Sinfield dummies and goes, wrapped up, falls under the tackle. Last one just short of the halfway line. Only a minute left in the half. Connor will go high now. Oh. That is devilishly difficult. Oh. Well done, Kershaw.
I've been in those situations, and they are more than luck than judgment, I think. That ball was doing all sorts in the air. That was a horror. Yeah. Really well dealt with by Kershaw.
I think even the Leeds fans out there said, good luck with that one. That was difficult, but he did well. Here is Innes Senior. 18-0, Leeds lead. Not seen really anything in attack from Castleford just yet. And their go-to men to get them out of trouble is not happening at the moment.
6 again on
set restart, not really any merit with 20 seconds left in the half. Kershaw, can he find an offload? Is there a Hail Mary playing the Tigers?
your hand off the ball, James.
He needs something off the cuff. Hoy, nowhere to go. They're closing up his options outside him, and that might do it. Hooder about to go here. That's it. The Hooder goes. Simbican's effort will be in vain. And Castleford beaten by the buzzer at the end of the first half that, truth be told, has been dominated by Leeds. Had to wait until the halfway point of the first half when Jake Connor bumped off a couple of would-be tacklers to score. Keenan Palacia barged his way over from close range after good work from James Bentley. And then Harry Newman's try after Ash Hanley's kick. He's at the break. It's Leeds Rhinos who lead the Castleford Tigers by 18 points to 0. All the reaction to that first half, all the analysis to come here at AMT Head.
You can enjoy every single game live right here on Sky Sports.
And that's a great shot there.
Great tackle! This is getting fiery now. Magic Mikey strikes again.
Individual brilliance from a special player in Bevan French.
Strap yourselves in.
It's going to be a blockbuster.
Rugby league, truly the greatest sport on the planet. Each and every game live across the Men's Betfred Super League, live on the Sky Sports Network. And we're back on Thursday, round 4 action. Hull looking to back up that win at Huddersfield, take on the unbeaten Lee Leopards. That's Sky Sports action, 7:30. Castleford will take on troubled Salford on Friday night on Sky Sports Plus at 8 o'clock. And what a game we've got for you on Friday night. 2 unbeaten teams going at it. St Helens against Hull Kingston Rovers live on Sky Sports action, 7:30 on Friday night. Rest of the round continues on Saturday. Leeds will be heading to the south of France. The Dragons looking for their first win, 5:30 Sky Sports Plus. And on Sunday, Warrington take on Wakefield and Wigan take on Huddersfield. Both games live, 1 o'clock on Sky Sports Plus on Sunday. First half here is in the books, and it was a very profitable one for the Leeds Rhinos. Tries for Connor, Palacia and Newman with the 3 tries. 18 points to 0, John Wells. Had to wait a while for the first try, but when they came pretty quickly.
Yeah, they did, yeah. And it took the Leeds Rhinos to realise that the main threat with the ball in hand was Jake Connor. And just a lovely bit of footwork that put him into the backfield. And then referee had adjudged that there was enough of the ball there that he could see that was grounded. I think Fletcher Rooney had done his very best, his level best, but just as Jake Connor, that second effort to roll over the top. And then the second try came within 3 minutes of the first. Spread out to the left-hand side. Connor staying alive behind the ruck. And then Palacia just putting himself in the right spot to dive over for the second. Both tries converted from the boot of Jake Connor, 12 points to 0. And then we got the try at half, didn't we, just before the half-time siren. 37 minutes on the clock. Bentley ducking back down where the play the ball was. And then Harry Newman, bottom of your picture, just giving Ash Hanley the little nudge. I want it underneath the sticks. And his opposite centre obliges. 18 points to 0, and it's probably a fair reflection. It's been a pretty bloodless affair from the Castleford Tigers. To be fair to them, they've had precious little football in the right area of the pitch to trouble the home side, but a fair reflection of what we've seen in the first 40 minutes. 18 points to 0.
Yeah, 18 points to 0. And here is the tail of the tape. 57% possession, 84% completion. Look at the meters. Castleford are not going to win a game with a meter disadvantage like that.
Yeah, I knew it was lopsided. That is extraordinary. And then, of course, off the back of that as well, possession, meters, territory, the missed tackles are really stacking up for the away side as well. But that's all going to come back to haunt them at the back end of this game.
The Leeds in front then. And lots of potential. Maybe Leeds Rhinos of the future getting their chance on the big stage. I know Leeds have been doing a lot of work. They've been visiting all the local schools, and now all the local young teams get to come here and play on the big pitch at Headingley as well. Great moment for them. Second half coming up next. Can the Castleford Tigers turn it round? The Rhinos in control at Headingley. Very,
very limited experience there in the halves. You've asked big questions there of Jack Sinfield and Jake Connor, they're having to get involved an awful lot more. And I think this is one of those weeks where if they can get away with this one with a win, which is looking like it's on the cards, I think that'll be a very successful afternoon for them.
Yeah, successful afternoon for those little boys and girls that have had their chance to play here at Headingley. I wonder if we'll see any of those as star as the Super League future in the years to come. We will find out. Could be a long second half this for the Tigers unless they can find a way back into it. Brad Arthur, he has said what he's got to say in the dressing room at half-time. He's got a smile on his face. Look, really disappointed with the opening night or opening day performance against Wakefield. They bounced back last week, and signs are they're building on it here today.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, with the personnel that got missing, as you mentioned during that first half, the entire spine, the entire starting spine, if your squad numbers are to be believed, are sat on the sidelines. Danny Maguire, look, you know, he's talking about impact there. He's talking about pace. He's talking about the fundamentals in possession. They come through making meters up the field, and I do think he should be putting an awful lot of onus on those three quarters and saying, come in, help us out, generate some momentum, because without that, they're lost.
Doesn't look overly happy, Danny Maguire. I get the feeling that words may have been exchanged at half-time in the visitors' dressing room. Not the return to Headingley he would have wanted so far. Not done just yet, but if Leeds score the next points, then it will be a question of how many. Dejan Arce will get us underway. Second half, Leeds against Castleford. From AMT Headingley, and it's Leeds who get the ball, and they will look to work it forward. The problem that Castleford had is, we saw on the stats at half-time, Leeds have been pretty efficient with completing their sets.
Yeah, they have in the 80s. So that, you know, straight away, they have got the fundamentals of the game right, and that's exactly what you do. You're down on star personnel, you're bringing in second and third string guys to fill holes, get the fundamentals right, put yourself in a good position. And I think they've done a really good job in that first half.
Yeah. Not really mentioned Fletcher Rooney, and that's because he's been getting the ball kicked to him inside his own 20-metre every time. No running room for him. Had a great running game last week against Saints. Can Leeds hit the ground running second half? Here is O'Connor. Drives it forward. Tackle made on the 5th, so they'll have to kick from inside their own half here. Sinfield, oh, they're going to run it. Here's Connor, gets it away. McDonald, they've got to an edge. Here now is Hall. Hall down the sideline, puts a kick in. It's a great kick as well. Ball tipped on. Here go the Rhinos again. They're over. They ran it on the last play, and it's Sinfield on the end of it. Castleford thought they'd kept the danger to a minimum, but Leeds had other ideas. Hall's kick, a thing of perfection. Sinfield finishes it off, 22 points to 0.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Great awareness from Jake Connor. On his day, he is one of the very best in possession of a football. Jack Sinfield dots down to the right-hand side of the sticks, but it's Jake Connor who's the architect in this one, trapped inside their own half. He's called the ball, decided that they're going to run, they're going to play. He's seen that Castleford Tigers left edge drop back, and to be honest, I don't think they responded quickly enough. In his scene, he didn't get back on the end of that line quickly enough. Some nice little touches in the build-up to this one. And then Jack Sinfield dots down to the right-hand side of the uprights. This will be converted. It'll be 24 points to 0. Best possible start the second half. Lovely from Harry Newman, wasn't it, in the build-up to that? And worst possible start to the second half from the Tigers. I was going to say, when this ball goes downfield, I want to see a bit of venom in these opening couple of carries from these Castleford Tigers. They never got the opportunity, did they? In part because of the quick thinking of Jake Connor and the quick hands of Harry Newman. Jack Sinfield, he opens the score in the second 40.
Yeah, and this a straightforward assignment for Jake Connor. 3 from 3, might be getting a few more goals as well. 24 points to 0. A disastrous last tackle for Castleford, but that was nice from Leeds.
No, just look, you talk about playing what you see. Connor had called that because he saw in his senior dropped off the end of the defensive line. There he is, still in the backfield, waiting. Just telegraphed what they were going to do defensively, and the Leeds Rhinos have just walked through.
Danny Maguire was honest in defeat last week. What's he going to have to say about this? Because this is not up to the standards he would expect from his side. O'Connor, bit of a juggle. Shot goes in on him from Mustafa. Former Leeds player as a youngster. And now a penalty. It's just going from bad to worse, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just too much. The initial hit was good. I think you just got to complete the tackle there, and they've done really well in that first contact, and then again just too much. Initial contact was great. Take that to the floor now.
Listen to the call.
Just too much, too long, and more free meters for the Rhinos.
Bentley again stands in the tackle. Leeds looking to pile on the misery on the Tigers here. Lasoni knocked off his feet by Mustafa. Got another couple of post-contact meters, but that was more the type of effort defensively Castleford are going to need here. Gannon runs it up the middle. Here's Ackers. They're back in prime position again, the Rhinos. O'Connor steps, just goes down. 10 out from the line. Leeds looking to go right again to Sinfield. Fires the ball across to Newman. Gets it out. Well picked up by Hall. He's going for the line. Tackled a metre short. Great pickup from Hall there. Denied on the whitewash. Danger not yet done. Another little rubber kick picked up by Rimbu. Did well, actually. Read that well and managed to hang on.
Did very well. Yeah, did very well. They've managed to repel the Rhinos, haven't they? Oh, it's brilliant hands from Ryan Hall. Good scramble defence from the Tigers, it has to be said as well. Right, let's have a look at the opening couple of carries here. The first hasn't really made a dent. Kershaw gets cut down. Now you're under pressure. The Leeds Rhinos line speed is able to get going. In his senior with the third. It's the right personnel that are getting hold of it. But again, the Rhinos doing a really good job of stymieing the Tigers. That's better.
At least there's a bit of intent about the carry.
Yeah, that's much better from Alex Mellor.
Last one, the 35 out from their own line. Here's Dejan Arce, kicks downfield. Connor catches it on the full. He'll return it up and over the 30 towards the 40. Leeds have it back. 10 short of halfway. Now they're looking to put some fizz into the passing game. Here's Riley Lum. Seems a long time ago since he dropped that ball going over the line. But his teammates have managed to find 4 tries after that, as Hanley's wrapped up on the halfway line. Sonny wrapped up. Castleford hoping to keep their defensive line intact here. Short pass to Sinfield, puts his head down. He's tackled 30 away. Ball now here with Connor. He's going to send it high. There's not a lot of depth on the kick. This could be going out on the full. It bounces and goes into touch, and Castleford will get the turnover.
Red line 50.
A little bit better from Castleford. It's great, though, to see Jack Sinfield and Morgan Gannon. They're quite happy to run it when they have to. And they build up to that. And even Hall couldn't keep that one in.
But again, even that look from a set restart, just it all looks laboured, doesn't it? They need players who are going to wind up here. It's a nice short side sneak from Fletcher Rooney, bit of a roll in the tackle as well. But they've got to do this again and again. They're going to get no joy out for the opening, but they just need to generate some momentum.
Hoy and Arce haven't had any chance to get running at all yet. Here's Mustafa. Oh, it's a short pass. It was never on. Turnover here. More danger for the Rhinos. They dump the ball out wide to Riley Lum. He cuts back in. Tries to wrong foot Simbican. Gets past Simbican. 0 tackle here. This was never on. It's passing for passing's sake. And the Tigers here are sinking without a trace at the moment.
Yeah, it's like just a poor decision. He owes his team now, Mustafa.
Here's Gannon, runs at Simbican, makes the tackle, 12 out. Leads though with Ackers, explodes out of dummy half, finds O'Connor, switches the passage of play, moves it wide, it's one-on-one for Hanley. Oh, it's too easy. It's too easy for Hanley. Side steps his way in. And it's another Leeds Rhinos try. Castleford are falling apart at the seams here. 8 minutes gone, second half, and it's another 2 tries to the tally.
Right, it's great work from Ash Hanley, brilliant footwork, but I tell you what, it all stems from just a forced pass, never on. Last tackle option, Acker's out of dummy half. O'Connor gets the ball out to Bentley. Bentley into the hands of Ash Hanley, and it's just a nice piece of footwork on his opposite number, Sam Wood. He's just fallen for everything Ash Hanley's given him there. Nice shot, jam left foot step, and he walks through. Yeah, these are worrying signs now for Tigers fans. Just too easy, and that's what a good run can do. A good carry in the previous play sets up an opportunity for Ackers to get out across the advantage line. The Tigers players defending on the heels, no line speed, and you're at the mercy of a decent bit of footwork from the likes of Ash Hanley. And he improves the scores. Jake Connor, 100% from the boot. You wouldn't back against him here either.
No, 10 in from touch. He's on a roll. This to make it 30 points to 0. Hit the post. Finally, a bit of respite for the Castleford Tigers.
Take a look at that for a carry. That's the sort of carry that can generate momentum. Quick play the ball from Gannon. There you go. Ackers out on the front foot. And look at the Tigers' defence. It's all on their heels. They're not able to apply any pressure, and you leave yourself really vulnerable on the edges there. Penny for Danny Maguire's thoughts, because this game is unravelling fast in front of his eyes.
Well, I think if we rewind back to last year, John, start of the season, there's some pretty tough post-match interviews for Craig Lingard to have to deal with. And I think it's going to be the same for Danny Maguire early in the campaign here. They've got a string of home ties coming up, Castle, starting off with Salford down at the Jungle on Friday night. And you don't want to label a game must-win, John, but that Salford game now is starting to look massive.
Oh, absolutely it is. Look, you know, for the Tigers' confidence, if nothing else, they need a win. They need points, because to go 3-0 the start of the season, you know, it's not what anybody would have envisaged through a pre-season, 3 months, hard training. But the reality is, this is not a big squad. Physically, this is not a big squad. We talked about that, the forwards, you know, not big, imposing characters, and they are struggling against bigger sides.
They are. Senior will catch it on the full. He will return it up to the 20. Castleford have it back. What can they do from here? Senior underneath it, ever present last year for the Tigers. Senior's wrapped up.
It must have been the call, you know. It's exactly, they're doing exactly the right thing. Outside backs getting in, trying to generate something, but the Leeds Rhinos defence is just on top at the moment. Here's another good carry. That's 2 in a row now. Wood to Mellor, the athletes, the taller, rangier guys, and they are having some success.
Look at the line speed. This time the hands are good. Lawler's away. He's got Rooney on his inside. Fletcher Rooney going away to the post. Can he get in? Fletcher Rooney to score. He's over. Finally, Castleford create an opportunity, and that boy is a superstar. You're not catching him from halfway. Fletcher Rooney's in. Castleford finally have their first point.
So much to like about that, and it started with, I mean, I'm absolutely certain what Danny Maguire has said, and that is, look, you outside backs, get in, do some work. And off the back of a second decent play the ball, they've punched him behind the ruck. Some nice interplay there between Westerman, Lawler, and into the hands of this kid. And we tipped him up before the start of the game, didn't we? Both him and Riley Lum, 2 youngsters, come through the respective academies, and that is a star in the making. He's had precious little space to operate in this afternoon, but he's just shown you what all the fuss is about. Just turned 19, start of the year. He gets an opportunity, he gets half a sniff, and this kid's gone.
Leeds couldn't get back, so Tex Hoy from right in front will get his first opportunity at goal. Strikes it straight through the middle, and the flags go up. 28 points to 6. Finally, the Castleford Tigers come to play.
Well, there's your blueprint, Tigers. Quick play the balls, momentum, pre-line stuff from Westerman, into the backfield from Lawler, and a brilliant finish. He's shown one of the quickest guys in the Super League. Ash Hanley, a clean pair of heels there.
Stay outside, boys.
Bright talent, no doubt.
Really good.
Castleford have got to find a way to get him more involved, more regularly.
Ready on you, Jake.
Connor will restart. 28 points to 6. Rooney gets it away. Mustafa brings it in up to the 20. So now interesting what the Leeds do in response.
Another good carry from Mellor. He's really showing the way, isn't he?
I thought he ran it well last week against St Helens. He certainly ran it in with great intent. And now all of a sudden, Leeds are just starting to get knocked back once or twice in defence.
Not square at marker as well, so there's a penalty there for the Tigers. And they've just kicked up a gear, haven't they? They've finally managed to grab something. And it's a little bit of momentum around the ruck. Dominant play the balls.
Halfway, boys.
It's a good run, isn't it, from Mellor? And it's that run that leaves the markers all at sea. They never get square.
Move.
Castleford back in Leeds half here. They'll just want to, even if they don't score here, John, it's important they just spend some time down here, ask some questions.
Yeah, I think so. But look, you know, if they did score two quick-fire tries, changes the complexion of this game. It tells the Tigers there's something there for them. That ball should have gone from Tex Hoy. Just took too long, looked too laboured.
Was a little bit of shape there from the Tigers. Here's Westerman, pops it up for Mustafa, runs it. O'Connor. Tackle made, 15 away. They'll fire it now to Dejan RC. RC with a little drop of the shoulder. Almost through. He has got the footwork to get him through. Last one. Can the Tigers get a repeat set? They're coming back to Westerman. He gets it to Hoy. Hoy with a miss out pass to Kershaw. Oh dear.
Andy, where do you want it? Andy.
Yeah, just didn't have
Here, boys.
the calmness, did he?
Play the ball.
He's just pulled the pass as he's thrown it. You know, the option there was for the kick as well. A little dribble kick into the corner, I think, is what Kershaw was looking for.
Jake.
Here's one for you, John. When Rowan Milnes is back fit again, does he come straight back in? And if he does, where does Tex Hoy play?
Yeah, it's a good question. You know, they've obviously probably not expected Fletcher Rooney to be to hit the ground running as he has done. I just don't think you can drop him at the moment from what he's shown in the opening 2.5 games of the season. So maybe, you know, to force your way back into a losing side is not as tough as forcing your way back into a side that's posting competition points, but you would certainly say that Rowan Milnes is the more accomplished half, wouldn't you?
Yeah, here's Connor, gets it away. Nice hands on this near side. Here goes Hanley straight through. Ackers waits on the middle. Oh, the referee's got in the way. Will the ball bounce up for Bentley? It does. He's chopped down. He gets it away. The strikes could be still on here. It will be on. It's Ryan Hall in at the corner. And Leeds score. Ackers denied by the referee, but Ryan Hall won't be denied. He's in at the corner. 32 points to 6, and it extends that lead yet further. Super League's greatest ever try scorer. It's his second of the season.
Guys, great work from the Rhinos in the build-up as well. They decided to spread it to the left-hand side. They've opened the field up nicely. Palacier out the back. Connor shows and goes on the outside, and that's brilliant work from Ash Hanley. Just opens up those legs, and the referee gets in the way of the ball back inside. But I think that's great work from Bentley. Doesn't give up. Sinfield bides his time, picks his pass, and Ryan Hall, just another one on a big pile of tries he scored in a glittering career. I think that's outstanding stuff from Ash Hanley. I was unsure about the move into the centre this season. I think Wakefield caused him a great deal of problems in round one defensively, but he's growing into this role, isn't he?
Well, he's a runner of the ball, isn't he? He likes running the ball.
Yeah. Well, that's, I mean, so that's the perfect thing. Open the field up, early ball to him, exactly what they got from Connor, and just allow him to do what he does best. Because you're right, he's a devastating runner of the ball.
Yeah, if they can get him early ball, he's going to be a big threat. But as Wakefield maybe showed in week 1, if you can get him going the other way, then it's a different proposition. And that he'll learn, I'm sure. New position. Connor sends it from the sideline. Looks a pretty good kick. It is a pretty good kick. 34 points to 6.
So a decent riposte from the Rhinos. And again from Jake Connor. A lot of raised eyebrows when the Leeds Rhinos pulled in Jake Connor. He's a love him or hate him character, isn't he? But I tell you what, there's no denying his ability. And that ball to get Ash Hanley going was exactly what they needed. A perfect response. And the try scorer, Ryan Hall, actually left the field as we're watching this replay. His night's over. Maybe just nursing those ribs a little bit.
Yeah, he's gone. Not often you see him coming off, and hopefully nothing long-term for him. They've already lost Makasivo for the season, one of their wing options, and hopefully Hall will be fit to go next week when they go to the Dragons and the south of France. Leeds then, well, they had to weather Castleford scoring, as there's a possible 40-20 in the offing here. This is it, needs a bounce. And for the second time today, Connor's got the distance, he's got the direction, but he, as they say, you can never trust the bounce of a rugby league ball.
Just kicked up again, hasn't it? Yeah, and look, I think Fletcher Rooney had to cover an awful lot of ground there, and they're now really applying some pressure again. The Rhinos, good line speed from them.
That's
decent carry though. Oh dear.
Forward pass. Looking forward to that game on Friday. St Helens against Hull Kingston Rovers. Two unbeaten sides, John, and you don't like to pick the winner at the minute.
No, I think Saints have been flawless, haven't they? I know that perhaps in round one their opposition wasn't what it should have been, but to go to the Tigers and put that sort of scoreline on, I think, you know, they could be a real force, and they're racking up some points difference in their favour as well, aren't they? And that's worth something in a tight competition.
Here goes Hanley again. This time Hoy gets to his man, but more danger here, more opportunity for the Rhinos to add some points to their own tally. Here's Holroyd. Tackled. Ackers has got Gannon to his left. O'Connor, but goes himself. O'Connor then will jump in at dummy half. Jake Connor has come to the left. He wants his hands on the ball. He gets his hands on the ball. Finds Gannon, who finds Hanley, who this time will take the tackle. Gannon has a look around, surveys the scene, fires it to Sinfield. Short pass, Holroyd. He's wrapped up. This is the last one. Gannon, Sinfield and Connor are lined up. What's happened here? There's a bit of pushing and shoving. Something's happened here. Now, something's happened on the ground. A Castleford player came out of the ruck area there, and all of a sudden, Joe Westerman's got plenty to say.
Yeah, there's some short tempers in there. There's some short fuses. O'Connor, McDonnell, Westerman. Yeah, you're right, there was a Castleford Tigers player who rolled out the back of that, and Joe Westerman's really taken exception to something that's gone on in that ruck.
Let's have a look. Well, Westerman's got his hands on the face of Holroyd, and then there, what's happened there on the ground?
Yeah, it's George Hill. I don't know whether Tom Holroyd's he's trying to wrestle the ball free, but George Hill's hand has got trapped underneath. So I don't know whether he's felt like it was within his rights to try and extricate himself from that tackle, but you see George Hill's hand, and it's just almost like an arm bar that Holroyd's giving, and I can understand why Joe Westerman's really unhappy with that.
Let's have a listen then.
Harry, forward. Harry! Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's tackle 5, isn't it? Right, sweet, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Captain! Captain! Yeah. Do me a favour, Ash. Tell Harry to calm down for a minute. We've stopped for Andy Acker's bleeding. The players are tangled in the ruck, that's what's happened there. We're going to tackle 5, play the ball. If anybody from either team carries on running in, I might be have to take further action. So it's tackle 5, play the ball.
Right, okay. What about him rolling on his arm?
It's been reviewed, mate. Tackle 5, play the one. Tangled. 5 here.
I think Sam Wood has got a question that deserved asking there.
And I tell you what, I think there'll be more. I think you'll hear more from this. I think you will, because that is doesn't matter how it happens, but as a player putting another player's arm in it or part of the body in a natural position, and he's really forced that. That looked like an attempted armbar from Holroyd, and I can see why Joe Westerman took exception. I think match review panel have a look at that.
Well, we'll see.
It's not in the spirit of the game, is it?
No, you could see the look on Hill's face there. Andy Ackers might have to change his shirt. He's had a bit of a head bandage applied, and now he's waiting for a new shirt. But he's getting the old one off.
Yeah, just take another look at this in the tackle. So it's Holroyd in the tackle, and then it's Hill's arm gets caught in it, and he's really pulled. But it's the second part of this that I don't think's right. It's that bit, that second twist. He knows he's collected his arm there.
Interesting. We'll see. Last one for Leeds. Sinfield. Short pass taken forward here, and that'll be the turnover. Castleford's defensive line holds firm. Well, for a derby, it's not been probably as far as we expected, and that's probably because Leeds have been utterly dominant in every aspect of the game so far.
I would agree with that. Again, look, the Tigers they're doing the best here. It's a much better show in the second half, I think, certainly in terms of intent around the ruck. Senior with a bit of footwork. But I think, look, I'm not sure about footwork. I'm not sure about jinking stuff. I just think the Alex Mellor style, roll your sleeves up and try and get some yards is their best option.
We're moving out wide to Simbican, but he's going to get pushed back. Halfway through the set again, Castleford here. Their one try came from a nice bit of footwork on halfway. Here is Rooney, short pass. Up to the 30 they go. Mellor wrapped up. 2 left in the set. Castleford hoping to break through here. Westerman to Arcee. Knocked on by Sam Wood. And that sums them up today. The pass was on, didn't make the pass.
Yeah, just nothing's quite stuck, has it? And do you know what? I think the pass selection's all right. I would actually sit there and I'd be looking at the 3 quarters there and going, I'm not sure you've got your shape. I'm not sure that the confidence is there. Shape, depth, intent.
They're challenging this. Now, did it hit Sam Wood's leg and not his hand?
Okay, it's tackle 4 and field. We've got a captain challenge from Castleford, challenging the on-field call of a knock-on. So we can play this through.
Well, Sam Wood has made the challenge, hasn't he? He's the captain of the Castleford Tigers. He would be best placed to know what's going on.
That appears to hit the legs. Is that touched by the left arm? Appears to hit the leg at that point. I'm just going to double check from a different angle. This might tell us more. Coming through, the ball's moving. The ball isn't touched by the left hand and hits the leg of Wood. So we're playing on from this point. The ball is collected clean. The challenge is successful. It's going to be tackle 5, Sam Wood.
Challenge is successful. It will be the last one for Castleford, but he's a captain, he knew. This will be the last one then for the Tigers.
All it really does is buy him a little bit of territory, hopefully, with a clearing kick downfield. Doesn't really improve things an awful lot for the Tigers.
Clear.
Connor waits on the 20, collects on the full again with that unique style. Doesn't catch it in the breadbasket, just catches it in front of his face. And Edgell on as a sub is wrapped up. There you go, look at that.
Move, way.
He is a unique talent, Jake Connor, but I think what he has shown today is that when troops are missing and he puts his hand up and plays, then he can still have a massive say in Super League matches.
Good tackle. Oh, not a good tackle, sorry. Last end of that. Junior Rimbu's just turned the legs above horizontal. The initial mechanics looked good, didn't they? And then just the back end of that, Cooper Jenkins just got turned over, legs above the horizontal. That's adjudged to have been putting a player into a dangerous position. It's good initial contact, wasn't it? Penalty only.
Yeah, we'll carry on. Connor will tap it. They're not going to kick for touch, and Castleford had backed off expecting the kick for touch. And they'll make the tackle 30 away. 34-6 then here, 16 left. How many points left for the Rhinos to collect on their way to victory? Ball down the right-hand side. Here's Newman. See a few Castleford fans are maybe making their way out over on that western terrace. Not the afternoon they were hoping for. Here's Sinfield. Ball now works its way across the back line. Connor with a dummy. Oh, beautiful pass. Here goes Lovett for the corner this time. He gets the ball down. Did he stay in the field of play? Referee's going to double check this one. Might have come into contact with a whitewash, but it is a signal to try on field. Riley Lump, has he got the latest Leeds try?
Okay, it's tackle 3 with try on field, checking touch. So Wood jams in, that's fine. So into the corner, this will do us. Moving towards the line at this point, he's clearly well in field. Just going to double check that the ball does get grounded clean. This angle will tell us. In field at this point, we've established that, and the ball is grounded. Remember decision.
Pretty straightforward on this occasion. Riley Lump fluffed his lines in the first half, but he gets this one bang on, and he gets his try to add to his double last weekend at Salford. And Leeds extend their league yet further.
Right, there's some nice stuff in the build-up this one as well. It's the back line that's really starting to click. They didn't get everything right in the first half, did they? There's a little bit of magic in there and some nice straightforward passing as well. I think the key there again was Jake Connor, as the Castleford Tigers fans make an early exit, an early dart for a train home. They've seen enough and they're waved away, aren't they? I think the magic here is from this man, Jake Connor, just a change in tempo. Draws in the defensive line, completely undoes. It's a 2-on-1 created. Ash Hanley with the final pass, and then Lum finishes in the corner. But it's that little piece of work there, the show pulling in Sam Wood. Kershaw's left high and dry. Riley Lum finishes in the corner. He's been the star today, I think, Jake Connor. Virtuoso performance.
Yeah, so had the extras out wide, but he just pushes it across the field. Now the face of the post. He's 5 from 7. Yeah, a nice move.
Yeah, just take a look at Jake Connor when he gets the ball in his hands. Just what he does, just showing the defence. You see how that pulls in Sam Wood, and Kershaw's left with a devil's own job. 2 players running at him. Ash Hanley, catch and pass. And then Riley Lum, the latest try scorer for Leeds Rhinos in what is looking an increasingly one-sided affair.
Yeah, you wouldn't rule out a couple more late tries, would you, for the Rhinos here? Castleford had that brief spell when they scored through Fletcher Rooney, then had this passage of play down the other end. They've not been down there since then, have they? They've been entirely out of the game, defending, being broken down as Ackers has made way. So Connor stepping in at half-back. Jenkins carries.
He's shown it well as well, hasn't he? Really solid. Straight up and down, Cooper Jenkins, but in his second spell now, got through plenty of work.
Here's Holroyd pumping his legs up towards the halfway line. All back now to Sinfield. It's gone well today as well. Sinfield, high kick, collected at the second time by Innis Senior. I think that would have been the final insult, wouldn't it, if he'd have put that down.
Little bobble from Senior.
Flick pass, finds Wood.
Move now!
Here's Kershaw. Not had any real running room, but makes a good few metres there.
3, move, white line! Go 3.
Here's Assy, gets it away. Miller tries to punch through the hole on halfway. Rimbu gets it away now to Rooney. Rooney offers the dummy. Wrapped up. 40 out from the line. We'll play it quickly. Dejan Assy sends it high. Connor waits. Will get off the ground and catch it. And he's tackled 12 off his own line.
Good work, George.
Yeah, nice take, confident take from Connor. Good kick chase from Alex Miller, though.
Move, Sylvester!
He's been one of the bright sparks for the Castleford Tigers in what has been a pretty dismal afternoon, if we're being honest.
Yeah, there's not a great deal they can take out of this one. Salford on Friday for them. It'll be live on Sky Sports Plus Friday night. Who knows what's going on at Salford? More trouble there. We expect more news out of that club this week as well. As Connor gets it away here to Bentley. Bentley, his 100th Super League appearance. Or find the pass, picked up by Wood. Thought about offloading it. Bentley maybe just on that occasion guilty of overplaying. He's hobbling back into the line as well. He might have picked up a knock for his troubles here.
Move and square, Jaron. Hold the 10, Sam. Sam.
There it is. Ball now working its way to the hands of Hoy. Well, are there late consolations here for the Tigers? Hill will run it in. He's wrapped up.
3, Cooper, move and square. Back,
Rimbu waits. Messi to the left. Gets it now. Dummies. Leeds really have rushed up, haven't they, on the edges? They've really closed down the space for Hoy and Assy so far.
They've done it consistently well. Harry Newman leads that. He leads that pressure defence from the outside.
Who did well to pick that up then? I thought he'd gone behind him. Again, Miller bends the defensive line. Last one. Which way do they go? Rimbu's going for the power play, and he's going to be shut down right on the whitewash.
Turned away by Lissoni and company.
That's nice and loose, Sam, move all the way.
Yeah, desperately close, but no 4-pointer for the Tigers. They turn it over in a good spot, though. Now, can they leave Headingley here with a little bit of pride? And again, it's Alex Miller who's leading the line for the Castleford Tigers. It's been a tough afternoon for them, really tough afternoon.
How would you assess Leeds' performance today? Overall, I know Castleford haven't offered a great deal, but there's still been a lot to like about what Leeds have done today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they've had to overcome, as we've mentioned a couple of times, just those missing personnel, key personnel. So I think Brad Arthur walking into the stadium this afternoon would have said, look, you know, 2 points out by however, whatever means. Yeah. And he's got that, and he's got a little bit of stardust as well sprinkled on top.
Here is Connor, flicks it away, intercepted by Sini, who might be about to race it. Well, there's a Leeds player getting treatment. He's come back on the field, Bentley, but it's going to be a Sini try. A consolation try here for the Castleford Tigers. Once again, Leeds just overplaying it. And Zach Sini has his second try of the Super League season. It's a consolation score for Castleford.
Well, he can do no more than that, Zach Sini. Picks up his second of the campaign, his first beautifully plucked ball out the air in round 1 against the Robins. But again, just another forced offload. And you probably forgive the Leeds Rhinos for that. They're trying to put more points on the board, but Sini wasn't hanging around, was he? Done everything that was asked of him there. Gets the opportunity. The only thing you would say as a coach is go and finish it, and he does exactly that.
Bentley here was getting treatment, and he appears out of nowhere.
Yeah, you're good there, mate.
Yeah, close season pickup. Zach Sini. They've been fishing in the New South Wales Cup, haven't they, the Castleford Tigers? The majority of their recruitment for the 2025 campaign, so some perhaps lesser-known players from down under have joined the Tigers' ranks.
Tough kick this for Tex Hoy, who's had a bit of a mixed bag with the kicking this season so far. Missed at Bradford in the Cup, and then missed the penalty at Hull KR that, had he slotted it over, may well have won them that game. And fine margins, you know, if they'd have gone to Hull KR and won, and just all looks a bit different, doesn't it?
And it was eminently gettable. I mean, the one at Bradford was ridiculous, but the one at Hull KR as well, eminently gettable kick. This a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, from the sideline. Sends it towards the post. And he gets it. Maybe he's a man back in form. 38 points to 12. I'll tell you what was impressive last night in the Super League game, John. The goal kicking. Wigan Warrington in the dome. They didn't miss, did they, either of them last night?
Well, Adam Kieran's a sharp shooter, isn't he? His strike rate, I think the Fox commentators were talking about that. Mid 80% for the 2024 season, and picked up where he left off, I think, this year. But Texoy, well, the answer for the Castleford Tigers is scoring the corner then, because Texoy, it never looked like he was going to miss from there.
Rooney collects it. Tigers will have reaction to come. We'll hear from both the coaches and our player of the match, of course. Still to come here this afternoon. Sam Wood up towards the 20. It'll be an interesting interview, I'm sure, with Danny Maguire. As Hill runs it forward.
Free. Move, Jack. Hold on the foot. Wait. Go free.
Gets it away. Leeds looking to limit Castleford here. 7 remaining.
Release.
Not concede any more points.
40.
As he kicks low downfield, across there is Connor. Nice little touch with the instep, brings it under his control, and then runs across the field of play, and will just take the tackle 35 out.
Yeah, nice little bit of touch control there from Connor. I think he stepped in really well. He's deputised really well for Lockie Miller. Two very different players. Lockie Miller, we know, is really good ball runner, quick, whip smart, but Connor, very, very good with the hands, and as he's shown today, has provided a number of opportunities for the players outside him.
So, same question I asked you about Castleford. Well, that was a knock-on, wasn't it? Yeah. Same question then. When Lockie Miller's fit,
well,
this plays at fullback.
This is the flip side of it, isn't it? We've talked about Rowan Milnes fighting your way back into a losing side.
I think they're going to challenge this, by the way. I think Leeds are going to challenge this. So we'll hear from the video referee. I'll give you time to think about that. Miller, Connor fullback conundrum.
Tackle 3 on field. Leeds challenging the on-field ruling of a knock-on. So the ball is passed from Connor. It's the arms. Does that hit Jared O'Connor in front? So we know it touches the arm. At that point there, does that hit Jared O'Connor? So that doesn't tell us much. This is probably the best one. So it comes off his head there. We know that it touches Newman's arm. The ball then does not hit Jared O'Connor. Just checking perspective. So we've established it does not hit Jared O'Connor. The ball then goes backwards in relation to the ground at that point, so we can play on from this point. Back in tight. And the ball is picked up. So there's not been an infringement committed, so it's a mutual infringement. We're going to go back to the previous play. Challenge is successful. Please retain the challenge.
Well, 2 successful challenges in one day. Maybe they are getting the hang of this captain's challenge business.
It's been a much different conversation, hasn't it, this round 3. Well, it's the right decision as well.
It is.
So to answer your question very quickly then, I'm not sure how you take the fullback berth from Jake Connor. Back-to-back wins, playing well. For me, one of the standout players of this afternoon's game. So Lockie Miller's got to bide his time, I think.
And like you said, from the Castleford point of view, it's easier to change a team that's not winning than to change a team that is winning.
You don't have Texoy coming knocking on your door saying, why are you dropping me? Because the answer's pretty easy, isn't it, from Danny Maguire's point of view. You could see Jake Connor being aggrieved if Lockie Miller walked straight back into this side.
He could. Here is Jenkins. He takes it forward. Big roar from the south stand. They maybe didn't like something that happened there. Here now is Sam Lasoni, gets it away to Sinfield. Sinfield back to McDonald. McDonald trying to barge his way through. He's still going, pumping the legs. Great run from him. Last one for Leeds. Are there more points in the Rhinos? All works its way to Sinfield. He will get it away now. Here's the main man, Connor. That's not the best pass. And away goes Wood. Now is Wood quick enough? Kershaw's on his shoulder. Wood's not going to get there. His long legs won't quite get him the distance.
Alfie Edgel's come 50 metres. Ryan Hall's replacement, and he's now left a big hole on the left edge.
Well, that's where they're going now. If they go through the hands, surely Senior's pass to Senior. Leeds have scrambled. What an effort. There's been a lot to like for Brad Arthur, but maybe that effort there might just sum up what he is most happy about. His team competing to the end. Here's Senior looking for a double. Wrapped up. Couple of metres away. Can Castleford get a third score here? Short pass taken in by Narmo. Try scoring against Saints last week. Turned away here by Leeds. Rimbu dummies and then comes to Tex Hoy. Short pass, Simbican's in. That was nice. Finally, Hoy gets a pass to hand and Jeremiah Simbican is over. And Simbican scores his first Super League try. Got a cup tie against Bradford. It's more consolation for the Tigers.
Well, Tex Hoy's just staked his claim, hasn't he, with a try assist to retain his position. And Jake Connors put the first blot on us, his copybook this afternoon. That's the pass to nowhere. The potential was a try assist for the Castleford Tigers. Sam Wood streaking away, but look at Edghill. Edghill from the right wing comes across, makes the tackle. The Tigers spread it to the left. Nothing doing. So they come back right, and a nice, cute little feathered pass from Tex Hoy puts Jeremiah Simbican in. And these are consolation tries, but something for the Castleford Tigers to build on.
Yeah, Simbican, one of the new recruits, Papua New Guinea international, and he's on the mark. 38 points to 16 now.
Now this is the area of the field that Tex Hoy
this is where he missed at Bradford, isn't it?
Yeah, missed at Bradford and missed a very similar position at Hull KR. Can he put that demon to bed?
Looks pretty easy. This time he strikes it nicely, like that one. 38 points to 18. A faint cheer from the Western Terrace for those Castleford fans that have remained.
No, it's a nice ball from Tex Hoy. Just a short little pass, popped up. Simbican on an outline. 3 tries for the Tigers. 7 for the home side. 3 in the first half. And then that early flurry, wasn't it, from the Rhinos, really put the game to bed. Tries from Sinfield and Hanley. All before 50 minutes.
Stay outside, guys!
So everything after from the Castleford Tigers has been consolation, but they've shown the head coach that there's fight in this team.
3 to go here. Ball regathered by Fletcher Rooney. Gets it away. Is there one more left in the Tigers? Leeds will be disappointed they couldn't keep them out there. Well, maybe I hope they'll get one more opportunity themselves. Rimbu very smart there, saw that Holroyd was offside. Now he's skipping to an edge. He's still going to an edge. He gets it away to Senior. And Senior's away, and he's got Dejan Arce inside. Oh, he's not going to need him. Length of the field try from Castleford. Where has this version of the Tigers been all afternoon? Senior streaks away and scores the try. Credit Rimbu there with great work from the dummy half position, but it is Senior's first of the season. Sensational from the Tigers.
Well, this guy's lightning quick. In space, in his Senior, is beautiful to watch. Junior Rimbu from his own 20-metre area. Ducks around, finds some space, skirts the line. And then I'll tell you what I do like. I like Senior and I like Senior. Both make themselves willing outlets for Rimbu and Senior. Well, he ducked back inside, shortened up Jake Connor, and then took the space on the outside. Tell you what, in full flight, that's great to watch, isn't it? This is the thinning crowd on the Western Terrace as Tex Hoy adds the extras. But those who have stayed behind, Mark, have been treated to, I think, they tried the game. That's a brilliant individual effort. Rimbu skirts the line, gets on the outside, eyes up, finds the pass, Now Senior ducks back on the inside. That's all to attract the attentions of Jake Connor. And then on the outside, and the guy's got pace for days in his Senior.
There is ever present last year, top scorer in the Super League for Castleford. Well, he's off and running in 2025, and maybe a few crumbs of comfort for Castleford and Danny Maguire here. The ball driven in.
What?
Right, John Wells, who is going to be your Betfred player of the match this afternoon.
Look, notwithstanding the couple of bits we've seen, you know, he's been left for dead by his Senior, and he passed the ball to Sam Wood, but I think he's been involved in everything that's been good about the Rhinos. Here are the Tigers again, though.
There they go again. It's Senior down the touchline. He's going to put boot to ball. It's a foot race. Senior's after it. Is this going to stay in the field of play? No! A yard too long on Castleford. We're in again.
Well, I tell you what, they run out of time, but they've not run out of ambition, have they? I guess the question from Danny Maguire is, where was this on 30 minutes? Where was this on 20 minutes? It's taken the game to have gone for them to have woken up. But for the bounce of a ball, that would have been another late score. But just to go back to Jake Connor, you know, he's been asked, hasn't he, to step up in the absence of preferred players, shall we say, from squad number point of view at least. And I think he's come in, he's done an outstanding job to start this season. I think he's been the standout player today again.
Into the final knockings here at Headingley. Big plenty of points on show here. Can Leeds get a late one for themselves? Good shot goes in there. Jenkins, and the countdown is on at Headingley. No real rush from their point of view. O'Connor will just take the tackle, and that will do it. It's the first home win of the season for Leeds. It's back-to-back Super League wins. Jake Connor at the heart of a lot of good things. It was his try that got the Rhinos off and running after a frustrating opening 20 minutes. And whilst Castleford through Senior scored some tries at the end, it was too little too late. No win yet for Danny Maguire and Castleford Tigers. Leeds do make it back-to-back wins and move into the top 6. Brad Arthur will be pleased with the result. Bits to like, bits to pick up on in the performance, but overall, John Wells, I think Leeds got it done in the opening hour.
Yeah, they did. I thought they were very much the better side, whilst not being able to ice their own opportunities in the opening 30-40 minutes of the game. 3 tries to none at half-time. Sinfield and Hanley very early on in the second put the game to bed, and then it was just... Now, this is where coaches get excited in the video review. They pick at the minutiae of that last 15-20 minutes. But the Rhinos very much deserved winners, I think. Apart from a late flurry from the Tigers, this was the Rhinos' day.
It was indeed. Castleford's wait for a win goes on there at Weldon Road at the Jungle on Friday against Salford. What a big